We're live then, yeah?
Yep. Hello, everybody. Today I'm joined with Jack. We're gonna have a discussion. He wants to go over some things that's been going on in his life, but glad you're all here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I might turn
And
off
I'm
my
doing this
video
from
as
my
well
phone,
because my
so
internet's
forgive me.
being a bit.
Trying to see if I can get the
Are we
live
good?
chat up. And I can't because I can't
Let me see if I can get it up.
Say that to all the girls, don't you, Jack?
I've got the live chat up here anyway. So
All right,
I
is
think
there
we're on
anybody
the right
there?
stream. But yeah, so how are you doing, man?
Still breathing and farting, can't complain. Hello?
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Wow, it's getting windy here.
It's like you're trying to communicate. Yeah, it's like you're trying to communicate from another planet. It's kind of glitchy and delayed. Is this the right?
Maybe if I go
stream?
inside, it'll be better. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're at the right place as well. Yeah, that seems a bit better without the wind as well.
All right. So, how you been?
Chat up here as well, man. So yeah, how you doing?
Like I said,
I've been all right, man. I've been all right. Yeah, man, that's it. Still breathing. Still breathing still breathing in the corruptibility of life. But yeah, man. No, I think
It's funny. After talking to you earlier, I see.
I mean, yeah, I've kind of just
what?
All right, we're good now, yeah.
Well, yeah. Why do you keep stopping while you're talking? All right, am I still glitching out or what?
Because your video and audio keep glitching. Yeah, you're still glitching out quite hard. I don't know if it's my internet connection. There's no one in the chat apart from me and you. So
well, there should be more people there. Something's wrong.
All right. There we go. So what happened with your computer? It just kind of gave out, did it?
Well, it had to shut off and reset and to install updates. It just ticked me off.
Yeah, I might stop my video as well. If I stop my video, maybe it will handle it a bit better. Yeah,
thank you.
Saying my internet's unstable. It seems my internet's the problem.
All right, I'm gonna try to get back in.
Yeah.
This is probably driving people crazy, so people don't want to hear about our computer issues. They have their own.
There we go.
So what's up? What's going on?
That's better. If I start my video, will it work now? It's all right. People have just joined in, so yeah, I think we're good to go now. That was quite a slow start, wasn't it? But yeah.
Yeah, pretty painful.
So how have you been, brother? You been well?
I've been all right. Dealing with a bum leg right now because I hit it with a log and got it infected. But other than that, all good. How about you?
Yeah. So you broke up there, Steve. What happened? I couldn't hear you.
Nothing. I'm good. Everything's good. How
All
are
right.
you?
Okay, fair enough. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of apprehensive, to be honest, because I'm moving back to England next week. I'm off. I'm going home. And I wish it hadn't worked out this way, but worked out this way it has. Yeah, there seems like, you know, I'll be getting divorced, and it's not my fault. It's like no one's fault. It's actually a no fault divorce. I could blame nature if I wanted to, but you know, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I have to file for my green card in like a month, and I'm just going to go, you know, I'm like, fuck it, what's the point? I'm just going to go home, you know. And it's a bit weird. It's almost like a ritual, because I'm going home at the age of 33. And it's all temporally speaking, but obviously, you know, Christ ascended at the age of 33. So yeah, man, I'm just kind of tying up my loose ends in America before I head home, man, back to sunny old England where it never rains. Not. So yeah, man.
What do you mean it never rains?
And,
not. It rains all the time, is what you
I
mean,
don't know.
right?
Exactly. No, it was a not joke, probably badly delivered. That was all. But at least I'll be going back in the summer, so I can acclimatize to the weather. But yeah, I'm out of Cali, man. I'm out of America. I'm off, man, and it's pretty tragic, really, in all honesty. But I kind of it's like that elemental test of, I think, the one of air, where you have to be prepared to give up that which you love the most. And you know, people let you down when it comes to love, man. People let you down. Sometimes they don't mean to let you down. Sometimes they don't intend to let you down. That's certainly been the case. But you know, let down I have been, nevertheless, and really by nature as well. Absolutely by nature. And yeah, as a result, there's no one to blame. It's a blameless situation. Still doesn't mean it doesn't fucking hurt, and it's not extremely heart-wrenching and upsetting. But you know, as one door closes, another door opens, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go home, man. Feels a bit weird, actually. I haven't lived in England in like pretty much 5 years. So yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with all the BBC propaganda. So we've got a visitor as well. Hey, I've got a visitor. The little cat's just wandered in.
Oh, really?
You gonna come in? Yeah, I'm kind of sad as well, man, because this cat she's been like coming and going, and like with increasing frequency. And I like give her some tuna and some water, and then she's off hunting on her merry way. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna miss this little kitty. She might come in and I can show her on camera. Hey, psst, psst, psst. Here she comes. Yeah, we've got a guest visitor on our live stream. Hey, kitty. Yeah, I called her Victoria because, you know, victory. You know, I called her Elsa, but I changed her name to Victoria because, you know, it's victory of the soul. That's a good name. So
right. It's funny.
So
I've been with a guy named Victor.
Like gets all comfortable and starts like licking her arm, having a bath. So yeah, but yeah,
I'm trying to switch to my computer right now, so if you can keep talking.
No, it's strange when it's strange when you live abroad. Pardon?
No, nothing. I was just saying I'm trying to switch back to my computer, so you know, I'm trying to get my computer going.
Are you trying to?
Because this is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Driving me mental. Trying to talk to you through my phone because it's not working.
Is the audio still good? Can the chat confirm if the...
I don't know. I can't see the chat or anything. Okay, now I should be joining my own stream right now. There should be two of me.
There we go.
Yep, there's two of me. There I am, and there I am. All right, now I'm gonna have to leave with this one. Okay. Trying to leave, hang on. So, wow, am I echoing now too? Because I'm in two different audios.
Yeah, we're definitely experiencing technical difficulty.
Nice. Now I really screw up. Maybe if I just shut my phone off.
Let me try shut down as well.
Everything good?
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
like normal.
Nice. I didn't think that was going to work too well.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
can hear you
I think
right
it's-
and everything, so we're good.
I think it's still glitchy though. I think it's glitchy on my end. I'm gonna try it. I wonder if I should try leaving and coming back on, or is this that too complicated?
I don't know. It sounds way better on my end now.
Well, you can hear me, yeah?
Perfectly now. Yep. So
All right. Well, we've had 12 minutes of
non-stop nothing. No, I'm just kidding. so yeah, you are
audio
glitching bad.
glitching and stuff like that.
Yeah. Hello? Close out and come back in. So we'll see if that works. Sorry, folks. Thanks for sticking around. You know, it's a little frustrating, I understand, but hey, such is life in the computer illiterate world of Steve. So please forgive me. I'm trying to go to my live chat here. There's 12 people here. Let me turn this down. There we go. So it was on Jack's end is what I'm asking, right? Okay, now I can see you guys. Strawberry Skies Forever. Hello, Colette. Hi, Cam Thomas. What's up? Yes, there are angels near. Joseph Burbo, how you doing, bud? Haven't seen you in a while. Colette. Who else is into his house? Penny Pocket, Black Illuminati. How are you guys? And I see Paula is in there. I wonder if you're still there. If you're still there, Paula, I love you. There she is. She is still there. Best Scorpio MC. What up? What up? What up? But yeah, it's odd that Jack wanted to talk about the stuff he wanted to talk about, because I seen some information come my way today on what spirituality does for us. It gives us purpose. It gives us meaning in our lives, just like an addiction, or just like a codependency on a person. How a person will give you meaning in your life, or everybody's got to find meaning in their life, and spirituality does that, and it doesn't take away from you like an addiction would. So there's two pluses. But what's up, Jack?
How you doing, man? Oh man, this is still.
Yeah, it's on your end big time.
I don't know what's going on. This is really. I don't. Yeah, I haven't had this. I don't understand why. I mean, I've got 5G. I don't. Yeah, I may have to give up, Steve.
Just quit moving around so much as you're talking.
Let me.
Because every time you move, your camera glitches and and it glitches the whole stream. There you go. Try talking now.
What about now?
Yep.
Yeah, is that glitch-free audio?
Well, you just glitched again, but let me try. Now talk. Hello? Hello?
Yep. God, well, this is entertaining, isn't it?
Well, no, not really. Many are alone. Yes, there are many that are alone.
I know,
we are
that's a
guided
joke.
to do other things. Yes, we can be. And that's what Jack wanted to talk about today.
Well, that's what I think. There is a kind of I do feel like when you get let down by someone, your spouse, like I said, even though it's not her fault, it's it's pretty traumatic. But hey, you still got to move forward in life despite the pain and the suffering and the toil, the hardship, etc. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks to watch somebody in turmoil. Yeah, you're cutting out big time, brother.
Do you know what, Steve? Yeah, I'm going to try rebooting my computer and see if that helps. So I'll come back on, yeah? Sorry
okay. It's all good.
everyone in the chat. This has just been 20
good.
minutes of crappy stream. All right, man, I'll come back.
Thanks, guys. The funny thing is I'm watching my angst on myself in the live stream on my phone, and I cannot hide my irritation, which is hard. So, I apologize for looking irritated even. I am here for you all. Thank you, Strawberry. We are all creating our realities. We are Penny. Through the one is one and all for one, and we are the center of each one of our universes. We are the refiner of our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And yes, that's what it all amounts to. We are the singularities within the black, quote, abyss, unquote, hole, WHOLE. And we bring it in, we send it out. The loop is true. Do you have tarot cards, Steve? No, I do not. Hi, Pamela. No, I do not have any tarot cards. Why are there so many people not blue in here today? That's kind of weird. Well, I'm going to have to change that. Okay, you're blue. You're blue. You're blue. Now you all should be blue. Oh, got to do rain on the plains. Yep. You're blue. Okay, if you guys, so I know others do. Others do what? What are you guys talking about? Cool. Joseph Burbo isn't blue. There you go. It took me some time to get over my divorce. I feel much better now, but strangely, I've been having nightmares about it again lately. Maybe it's my thinking of how Jack has stirred it back up. Very could be, or stuff that tarot doesn't say anything anyway. I guess it depends on your perspective. I'm not much of a tarot card reader or get into that sort of thing. But yeah, divorces can change. There's one constant in life, and that's change, right? We're all changing. Correct? There is no thing that we are, I don't know how to even word that, going through the same here too, and had to wait over a year for surgery, which I just got last Friday. What did you have surgery on? What's up, MCF? Hi, sister, from another mister. And the funny thing is I'm a fat kid and I got my food sitting right here. I can't eat. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we are ever evolving. That was my dog. Gallbladder. Ouch. Ouch. What's up, Jamie? How are you? Glad you could join us. Well, Jack is having issues with his computer, and it didn't start out too well here, so I apologize to anybody who's struggled through this with us. And he's going to try, he's attempting to reboot his computer, and if that don't work, then we'll figure it out. But tarot cards are BS. I wouldn't say that, because the major arcana, the tarot starts off with the Fool card. And the Fool card is what we come into this world as fools, right? And it ends with Fool, the major. But it depends on your perspective. What's up? Unmute yourself.
Any better? Any better? Can I be heard without glitching now?
Yep, you're better.
Oh, geez. That was 20 minutes.
Brutal.
Never mind. Well, we got there in the end, hey?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, how's everyone in chat?
Everyone's fine. Strawberry had something to share. She's boisterous like myself, and she says that tarot is bullshit.
Tarot is bullshit. I mean, the future is not set in stone. The future's mutable. It's not fixed. So for that reason, you're in the realm that, yeah. What, tarot or divination generally?
No, she's talking tarot, the cards, tarot cards. And most playing decks, I guess, are born from tarot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think tarot is very good for kind of getting your right brain working, and like subconscious symbology of like the fool's journey. I think there's great psychoanalytical value in the tarot for that reason. Probably much better than that's probably a much better attribute of it than for divination purposes. And I sympathize with that point of view with respect to like new age tarot websites. I mentioned that before. They're pretty sucky. They kind of cater to this love and light new age attitude, which doesn't fully recognize the severity of life,
Well, life isn't really severe unless you make it. Life is what you make it. We are here to do whatever we want with our life.
Well, that's the great superpower we have, is the ability to shift our perspective to events occurring in the outside world, But I mean, it's been extremely severe for me, I guess. Last 10 months of my life have been like unbelievably severe and difficult. But God does throw us into adversity to gain strength and wisdom. It's what did he say? Oh, Swami, Earth is like a gymnasium we come to get strong.
Yep. Well, it's the matrix. What's a matrix? A womb, place of gestation, right? Place of development.
Yeah, it certainly is a place of development. Absolutely. That's unequivocal.
If you're always comfortable and hunky-dory and everything is blissful, what are you going to strive to accomplish? What are you going to look under rocks for? What are you going to, search? You won't. You'll be just comfortable.
That's a Kenny Wheeler one, isn't it? No one went looking for an answer they thought they knew.
Right. There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the wisdom of old Kenny Wheeler.
And I want to say one more thing about the tarot. The tarot, I think, is a means to introduce you to archetypes, to, like you said, symbolism, and in a different mindset of thinking, in a higher form of thinking, I guess, or a different form, not a higher, but a different form.
Yeah, that was really, for me, the pinnacle of ceremonial magic. Not figuring out that I had the ability to genuinely change reality. That was supposedly the big thing about it. However, in hindsight, I think the best thing about it was that it trained my mind to think in terms of archetypes and put everything within corresponding archetypes that one may experience in life and then use Kabbalah as like an archetypal map of the cosmos and the outside world as well as the inside world as well, both, you know. But yeah, I have been like thinking down more of a pagan line like recently. Like I was in traffic on the freeway the other day going to work. So I threw a cigarette out the car and I was like, here's an offering to the spirit of Highway 15 or I-15. Like, there you go.
And now today there's a blazing wildfire there.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe there is. There's no smoke. There's no smoke outside. Oh, it gets smoky when there are wildfires around here.
Right.
But yeah, that's not something that I'm going to have to deal with anymore. I'm not going to have to worry about my house burning down because I'm out of here, man. I'm out of the socialist utopian paradise, which is California.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't imagine living there, how bad it would be.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
In California, it's got to be just
it's not bad at all, man. Like, obviously the media paint a picture. It's like literally my old job. Like everyone I know, everyone in my old job, like it was, you know, very male dominated environment. But they were all like, "Oh, I voted for Trump. What the fuck? It's a conspiracy." Blah 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 blah. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm kind of a bit weirded out as well right now because I just saw Lizzie removed all of her psychotic videos. She knows I'm going now. She's wanted me gone for months, but really her in a psychotic state has wanted me gone. And it's worn me down to the point where I'm going to go either way. I don't see a miracle happening, but I have given up the ghost. I've let go and let God on this front of dealing with a psychotic spouse. You know, it's that, you know, you cannot make someone else's bed and line it for them. You can't save someone else. You can only save yourself. And if you want to try and save someone that's fallen, you'll end up going down with them. And you will stay in the realm of incorruptibility for more subsequent incarnations. You kind of go back in your process, I think, trying to do that. It's like trying to wake people up, Steve. I mean, have you ever tried to do that?
No. Never.
About ivermectin?
Yeah, never.
Yeah. Although I do have one.
It's pointless when you're talking to a wall. That's for sure.
Yeah, you just banging your head against the wall, man. It's again, it's all self-inflicted in a way because you're so high in emotional thinking and you abandon kind of higher logic and rationale. You know, it's like, look, Steve, my aunt, right? I'll share a story with you. Her husband has like type 1 diabetes and he went off the rails a couple of years ago. You know, was getting drunk all the time, doing coke, gambled away like $200,000 of their money, like took all the equity out the house, like massive financial damage from he was playing online poker, right? And she didn't want to divorce him because she was like, you know, I still love him. I think he might get better. And to everyone on the outside, it was, and even me, I was like, dude, you got to kind of get out and protect yourself because you'll end up with nothing because he'll gamble away all your joint assets and stuff. So when you're outside that situation looking in at someone else, it's very obvious what they need to do. But to the beholder in the situation, a lot of that very obvious rationale is in the realm of unconscious. It's clouded by highly emotional thinking. And, you know, if this was one of my friends going through what I've gone through, I would have told them 9 months ago, dude, like run to the hills. But when it's you, it's different. You know, I don't know, but I guess you're the one in the thick of it, not someone else. You know, you're the one in the middle of the experience. So, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to get my green card, Steve. I'm just not going to bother. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to Van Moose from the States, you know. I'd say I'd lived in the States, but I haven't really. It's just California I've lived in, you know. So
Right. That's kind of funny how you said that.
yeah, well, that's not it's not representative of America, is it? I know that, like
No.
I said, Cali left
No, it
wing.
isn't, not at all. It's probably the furthest split from reality of what America is
What,
California.
like the Central States, the Great Plains?
You know, every city's pretty much the same when you get down to the brass tacks of it, but the people and the environment and the culture is what
The
I get.
attitude as well, the collective attitude of an area.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can imagine.
And I think that comes with money, right?
Oh,
A lot of people that are well off have snooty attitudes and whatever.
Yeah, well, that's their lesson that they have to learn. You know, it's almost like across the bear, unconsciously. You know, if you think you're better than any other people because you got money and you pay more tax, blah
And
blah
I guess
blah
by
blah.
me even saying that was probably wrong. But that's just, but I've never the only way, I guess I can't even say that about California, because you want to know something, to be honest with you, I've never been there. I just, from what I've seen through the media and whatever other source.
Mhm.
So I can't really say that. I take that back, what I just said. I was
It's
wrong.
like a normal place, dude, really. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if you went into like deep San Francisco, I did feel a different vibe when I visited San Francisco, dude. Definitely. Definitely. But thing is, with San Diego, you've got the two massive military bases here. You've got Camp Pendleton, which is a massive area of land and mountains on the coast. And then you've got Miramar, because, you know, they're strategically located. And because there's such a, you know, military personnel aren't, you know, snowflake Democrats, are they? Let's face it. So
I got an urgent message from Colette. Jack, it's terrible now in the UK. Get a green card. Keep your options open.
that seems like it's something that I should do, but I feel like there's kind of complications to that. I might still file, actually. I may still file, but I just feel like I need to move on, you know. And what she's saying about being terrible in the UK, I've had friends and my sister especially vocalized that, how it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers with everyone lapping up BBC propaganda. But I'm mentally prepared for that now. I mean, maybe I'll get there and I'll go, oh, holy Christ, I've got to get back to fucking. I'll call you up, Steve. I'm coming to Minnesota.
Yeah,
I can reclaim my status after I've given it up, though. So there is still an option. I mean, it might be a bit complicated, but no, I'm prepared for it. I'm like mentally ready to be surrounded by COVID hysteria. Well, it's been like it's been like that here to a degree, anyway. So
here it's completely gone.
yeah. Well, the other thing is as well, you know, I feel like I had a massive reservation about going home because of, you know, people telling me it's terrible in the UK with Orwellian lockdowns and stuff. But really, I feel like I've gained a lot of self-worth in this experience. And I now fully understand that my self-worth comes from within me, not the natural world outside me. So I'm ready for it. You know, I've been literally put to the fire by nature, and I'll come out of it better, you know. But apparently everything's opening up there. Like I've got a quarantine for 10 days, and by the time I've done that, all the lockdowns are going to be done. So,
yeah.
And the other thing I'm going to find weird as well, I mentioned this, it's like, you know, all these like people have had all these months to just sit at home staring into the abyssinian blackness of their empty souls. I wonder if they'll be all weird, but I don't know. We'll see. Time will reveal all.
Right. What the statement you just made there, do you attribute negative thought to the word abyss?
in that context, I did, but no, normally I
Well,
would.
but I mean, everybody does. So that's my point.
No, I don't. I don't.
This is
attribute-
something that. What is the abyss, Jack?
I actually, the abyss is. I just consider the abyss as like, kind of. It's like a separation from pleroma, isn't it? It's a state of spirit. So I don't have any.
The
The
abyss.
word
is-
abyss doesn't bring any negative connotations into my mind at all. In fact, quite the opposite.
Right. It
It
used to
actually-
be negative to me.
Yeah, if here, let me give you an example. I'll relate it to temporal zeitgeist. There's all this fighting in Israel, right? And they're like, oh, it's the Holy Land. It's the Holy Land. There's actually no Holy Land on earth at all. There is no holy city. And you could say that the abyss is the holy hallowed land of Israel. Do you know what I mean? You could actually make that argument because it's the mental realm where you will go. So, maybe the abyss is really the land of Israel as it talks about in the Bible. I have to ask Phil about that, but it would seem it would be like attributed to either the abyss or really pleroma. Well, the Garden of Eden is the Holy Land, right?
The
So the
Garden,
Garden
of
of
Eden
Eden
is,
is
in
the
the physical
is-
sense is the galaxy. Yes.
Yeah, but the Garden of Eden is the commemoration, like Nibiru, of the doorway between
Mhm.
heaven and earth.
Yes.
So that's really the only kind of hallowed land, even though it's not land, it's mental. So yeah, I don't have any problem with the word abyss. However, I did use it in a negative context. In that
That's why I
statement
brought that up.
I
because
did still
everybody
use
does.
it. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of H.P. Lovecraft of late, and he likes to use that word a lot in his vivid, dark vocabulary.
Well, even in our language, abysmal. What does abysmal word use?
Yeah,
what does that
abysmal.
word mean? You know,
Yeah,
that stems from the word abyss.
yeah. Or you got abominable as well. That's another good word.
And isn't that weird how the A and the B are there, just like the aleph and the beta, or the aleph and the aleph.
Well, I guess it's because Aleph,
Aleph is everything, right?
Aleph Beth is really the beginning of manifestation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And
The Alpha and the
this
Omega.
manifestation is blasphemous in a Gnostic sense, even though it's not really. If you want to take that perspective and ignore the beauty and the polarity of life and the aesthetics generated by the physical cosmos, albeit fleeting and kind of an unreality. Yeah, I mean, it depends on perspective, doesn't it? It really does. But no, I definitely I feel like I'm ready to move on, Steve. I really do. If Elizabeth was to call me up in the last minute and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop smoking weed. I've been psychotic for months," then I'd stay. But that's not gonna, well, it's not going to happen. I've given up on that. It really isn't. God knows what will come to be with respect to Elizabeth, but what can I do? All I can do is learn wisdom from the experience.
Yeah,
So,
for the one who struggles in life the most is the one closest to liberation. If you're willing to look and knock and listen and be,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'd say, Steve, my life has been a struggle ever since I was a little kid, really. I can't ever remember things. Actually, no. Before Lizzie went off the deep end, it was really good. But that time again was fleeting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Cam Thomas really he probably knows that, if people are predisposed to schizophrenia or whatever, they smoke weed. It can, especially this like high fucking yeah, I see. I deal with this where I talk about weed making.
You knew what I was laughing about, huh?
Yeah, because like weed can make people with mental illness so basically mental illness is this: either you experience psychotic episodes or you don't. You know, um, and if you do experience psychotic episodes and you smoke weed, there's a chance that it can just make you psychotic and keep you psychotic. And you know, I even tried a bit of the high sativa the other day with no CBD just to see what it was like. I was fucking pacing in my room, not knowing what the hell was going on. It was even fucking wigging me out. So yeah, what's up, Fractal? What's
No,
so
I'm not
funny,
laughing
man?
at Jack. I'm laughing with him because he's laughing
I
inside.
know, man. I was pacing up and down my room, like going, what the hell's going on? So yeah, that's why, you know, it's for Lizzie. She's totally out of it thanks to weed.
But I just
mean,
see,
hey,
hey,
look,
not to cut you off, but I just seen this comment from Teresa Dionton when we were talking about the abyss, and it's spot on. I think she said that maybe. Hang on, let me get to the comment. The abyss could be a black hole or the birthing place of matter, the womb of all creation. In the physical sense, it could be the spot where energy and spirit are unified. That's what we just said. So yeah, the mental plane. Yes, Teresa, because we are the singularities within that black HWHOLE.
right?
Not the whole, but the WHOLE.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
yeah. What? Penny Pocket's asking me if I'm aware of my anger and my narcissism. We all have narcissistic traits. Anger itself is a narcissistic trait. But I mean, no, I'm very empathetic as well to people. I care about other people, so I'm not a narcissist. So it's pretty funny.
Hi, Crystal. Crystal's in the house. DMT is a machine world.
Yeah, DMT's odd.
Yeah, that's what's in ecstasy, right?
I'm not sure.
You know, it's odd. Earlier, I wanted to say this to you because when you said you wanted to come on and talk about this and how your experiences are like the elemental tests, or
Yes.
you know, they're showing you the interconnections to the spirit and how you can take it either way. I seen a video earlier from a guy named Steve. He's on Quantum Revolution. I don't know if you watched.
Yeah, I know that channel. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was talking about this very same thing on how, you know, in all ancient texts and everything where it says, you know, the ruler's going to vanquish their enemy and all this and all that. And everything always comes back to the same freaking baseline story, the fool's journey, like you were talking about with the tarot deck, you know.
It's it's the archetype of all archetypes. It's the ultimate. It's the same story over and over and over again, repackaged and retold in, I mean, you can tell it in so many different ways, but you can't, like, oh dude, I sessioned Lord of the Rings last week. I decided to rewatch them because I hadn't watched them in years. And Return of the King is like it's like a anagogical wet dream of esoteric symbolism. Like there's that bit where it's like at the very start of Lord of the Rings, you got the wood elves, and they're leaving Middle Earth, never to return. Like they're basically ascending, and you've got like where one of the elves comes back to like help Frodo, and after the Fellowship is broken up, and then she's just like on a boat, basically in a stream, and it just shows a shot of her on a boat in a stream, which is just like the painting of Sophia. And then at the end, Frodo has to leave because he gets on the boat with Gandalf because Gandalf's the wizard, the demiurge, and Frodo leaves on the boat, and poor old Sam is crying. I felt so sad for Sam in that movie, man. Poor Sam. He's like my favorite character in Lord of the Rings, dude, by far. Like, he just has such a hard time. But it's like his process isn't over yet. He's still going through the process. That's why he can't go with Frodo. He has to go through his own tribulation still, you know. And you know, another thing as well, man. Like when Lizzie first went psychotic, when I first remember it happening, I was talking to her, and there was no intellectual or emotional response to what my topic of conversation at all. She was just rabbing it on some random stuff. And like, I felt like Sam in Lord of the Rings, when at the end, when they're on top of Mount Doom, and he tells Frodo to throw the ring in, and he's on the precipice, Frodo, he's going to throw it in, and he just suddenly turns around, he's like, no, it's mine, you know. And Sam just like starts like breaking down, like, no, this can't be, like, because he goes into a psychotic episode, Frodo, but the ring possesses him, didn't it? And yeah. So yeah.
And the fool is the hero.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, look, anyone in chat, rewatch the trilogy. Just rewatch it. If you haven't watched it in a few years, rewatch it. You will not be disappointed. Like, there's things I'm seeing in there, like, oh my God. Like, I think Tolkien was definitely a mystic because he was supposedly a Christian, but who knows, man? Who knows what? Because that, you know, I definitely think some kind of illuminated person was working behind the scenes with the production team on that movie.
I'm going to stop you right there, because I used to think like that myself, but I found myself doing things like my pond. It's in the shape of a heart and the shape of lungs, and I didn't even have any input into it. It just ended up that way. So I think we do it subconsciously without knowing.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we do. We create.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, the conscious to me is one thing. We all receive it, and it's all one thing. That's a never-ending stream of the mental plane, the abyss, the conscious. You know, the consciousness, and we interpret it via our previous experiences in this life through this ID. But there's still aspects of our previous lives that bleed through. You know what I mean? Like me and my 333 thing, or other people and their signs, or whatever.
Mm.
You know, and I think there's that's how it works, man. And it's kind of refreshing to know that our truest condition comes through, even through the muck of reality.
Mm. You know, interesting you said 333. When I booked my flight yesterday, I still was going through all the motions because I'm like, right, I can easily waste $1,200 now, or I'm going to go for it. And I saw it said on like United Airlines or whatever, American Airlines, it was like American Airlines flights over America starting from $333. And I saw that. And I was like, this is like the gods speaking to me through numerology, telling me to go home for whatever reason. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't want to go home. I'd want Lizzie to get better and our lives to get back to how they were before this fucking COVID stuff happened. But look, so back to the elemental tests, right? The test of fire is like, you're going to be persecuted. You're going to have people persecute you and slander you with calumnious, diabolical accusations from the wrathful pit of whatever dark place the imagination can fathom, right? So I had that for 10 months from Elizabeth, Steve. I had it for 10 months. And in the end, however frustrated I got, all I could respond was with loving kindness to her and just tell her I love her. and I hope she gets better. And it ground me down to that. It really did. It really did. Because I was beating my head against the wall. So, you know, so there's your fire test, right? And I think I can't remember what the water test is like. It's to do with like fear and poverty and thinking that you're drowning in the ocean. And I'm not kind of sure that the water test was put to me, but the air test certainly was, which is one must be prepared to give up that which they one must be prepared to give up that whom they love or what they love the most. And yes, someone's asking me if I thought it was possession. I've gone in between thinking possession or secular reasons, and I've kind of concluded it. I think it is nature more than spirit, because something goes wrong in the anatomy. There's a hereditary component to it, so there's a natural component to it, and there's a spiritual component to it. The natural component is that something's gone wrong with nature where the mind can't purely express itself. And then it kind of ties into the spiritual component that the mind is in the other realm of, like, you know, so yeah, it's weird though. It's weird, man. It's weird, but it's an archetype, madness. I'd say madness is an archetype. Absolutely. You know, it's some, and I guess
That is a tough nut to crack. What is it? You know.
yeah, no pun intended there.
You caught that, did you?
I can't believe you said that. Yeah, you could say that, although that might appear insensitive.
Well,
But
I didn't even.
I know. It's like you said though. Sometimes we just subconsciously
Yeah, that's what I mean.
put things out there.
Right.
But like
Damn,
I said, man,
something crazy. Why did you stop smoking weed? Because when I smoke weed, I don't dream. You've been dreaming lately, Jack?
huh?
You've been dreaming lately?
Yeah, I had a very, very weird dream about mRNA. I was like in some lab with these doctors and they were injecting it into people, and like it was like their veins all went black and they weren't human anymore. It was fucking weird. I don't know how true it was, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
dreams are just a place for our thinking to go.
Yeah.
And relax from this realm, right?
Yeah. Has an interesting comment. Piccolo's son says, no, my brother, your wife is awakening, but you don't have the knowledge to assist her. I mean,
Well, none of us can assist anybody and truly and do anything for anybody.
yeah. It's hard to assist someone when they want nothing to do with you and just accuse you of the most abominable, horrible things, you know. There's, and in on that point, I think the only way I can assist her is by going home and staying home. I really do. I really do. It's like harsh compassion in the end. Yeah, but who knows? Who knows? See you later, Paula. She's outie.
See you later, Paula. Nice. Thanks for being here. You don't have the job either. You should not be dreaming now if organic. What does that mean? What did you mean by if you should not be dreaming now if organic?
It's interesting that, you know, Lizzie was very much into metaphysics. She's been into that kind of side of thinking for years, you know, for years. And I you know, it's not, I wouldn't, when Lizzie and I formed a connection 5 years ago, she was out there, I was out there, we formed an extremely strong bond. that I was even prepared to look past her affliction to try and make it work. You know, I really was, and now, you know, time will heal her ultimately, and she's in God's hands, not mine. Ultimately, you know.
But like you said, that everything happens for a reason. So
Yeah, yeah, it does. It certainly does. Everything does. Well, it's part of the accumulation process, isn't it? Maybe that is the reason. Well, reason is the word, basically. You know, that
Right.
word is reason,
Reason. That's the reason why we're here, is for a reason.
which is the meaning as well. The reason is the
That
meaning.
one
The
word,
meaning
reason.
is the word, and the truth is the blah 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 blah, and all those other lovely adjectives that seem to mean the same thing
Yep.
ultimately. So
For
yeah,
not for reason, we would have no reason. For being reason.
yeah, yeah. I think logic is still extremely useful. I think maybe
Oh yeah, you have to have
alternative spiritual communities kind of don't fully embrace logic because of the secular scientific atheist types. Yeah, but no, logic. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? How logic leads one to like the truth of reality ultimately, you know.
Oh, sorry. I think when I said that about dreams, I think they were saying hi to organic, meaning organic intelligence, Heidi. I think
Ah,
I screwed up there. Reality around you is consciousness. Yes, everything is consciousness. I mean, because that's what it is. It's a
yeah.
feedback loop. And that's why when everybody's stuck on one narrative, it becomes true. You know, maybe not right away, but eventually it does.
Yeah, well, it's almost like you know, H.G. Wells kind of like created the whole sci-fi era. It's like you know, you can like you could write about in theory, you could write about like sci-fi ideas. It's almost as if sci-fi is there to kind of it serves a purpose of steering us into a technological
Right
future.
there. Yep.
You know,
Nothing new under the sun, right?
yeah, certainly isn't. I
And
mean,
if now is all there is, then we've been here before.
oh,
Think of
you're in the realm of Groundhog Day now, man.
that. Right. That's why every day the sun rises and the sun sets. You
Mm,
know, you think of the sunrise as
yeah,
Psyche being born, and the sunset as hopefully you're ready for the ascension.
yeah. Have you seen? You know, there's a. I remember watching this years ago. The film Cloud Atlas. I'm sure people in the chat are familiar with that film. Have you seen that film?
Which one?
Cloud Atlas.
No.
So Cloud Atlas is a film. There's basically six. There's a bunch of characters in the film, and there's like six. Yes, he was an insider, Charlie. But anyway, I digress. There's like six parallel stories going on at the same time, and what it is like a bunch of different souls, and they're living different lifetimes, and it's showing you the story simultaneously, how all the lifetimes are interacting. But there's a bit in that film where I think Halle Berry, she says, she like looks at someone and she's like, why do we keep making the same mistakes over and over again? And like when I watched that back at the time, I just instantly knew it was talking about like ascension and like leaving the cosmos, like in spirit, basically, you know? So, yeah. Speaking of soul and spirit, I noticed on Phil's recent video, he found the Nag Hammadi text that made a distinction between soul and spirit very clear.
And what was it?
So soul is basically a spirit in an unascended state,
Yeah.
And then spirit is once that soul has ascended, it ascends into spirit, right? So that's
Oh.
really the difference. It's quite a subtle difference,
So an
really.
initiate is the soul.
The initiate or the candidate is the soul,
Yeah.
and once the
The
once,
Anunnaki, the one who has ascended.
yeah, once the apotheosis has been attained, then that soul is now spirit.
So you become one with spirit.
Right.
Whereas before you're half spirit, so you're soul. Because you're still attached to your ego.
Right, and the carnal mind, yeah. And this, remember when we went through Iamblichus and he talked about spiritual hierarchies? Soul is at the bottom. It was souls, then daemons, then heroes, and then like angels, archangels, and gods. That was the order that he had it. So souls were on the bottom of the spiritual hierarchy. So yeah, I think that was very interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah. God, people do suggest some funny, peculiar things in the chat, don't they?
Why? What was this one?
Piccolo Sun says we need cardio and we have to run bare feet.
Well, if that's your thing.
No, I guess like running with bare feet on like a field or something.
Well, yeah, you're connected to Earth then, right?
Yeah, it's definitely some kind of grounding. Yeah.
Right. Ego is useful because it keeps you alive long enough to ask yourself, what the hell is this about?
Yeah.
Because without your ego, you'd be a dead chicken in a freaking, wolf pack.
Oh yeah, you just get bullied all the
Yeah,
time and
you're
trodden on
dead
and
chicken
taken
in a
fun.
wolf pack. You'd be Kentucky Fried's latest chicken.
Yeah, you'd be a sheep among a herd of hungry lions.
There you go. Yep.
Yes, heroes do start with soul. That's correct. Yeah, absolutely. I think he was reading was it the Revelation of Adam? I've got the same book here. That Phil's recent videos have been epic, man. They
Yes,
really have.
I think it's a little long hair. He's let his hair grow out.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the Revelation of Peter. This is a different.
Here's a good part of it. Trey says, "But I will keep my individuality." What do you say to that, Jack? I will not be assimilated.
Well, you won't be assimilated into the oneness of Karoma. Well, I think that's what happens. You like ascend to like higher realms. You still have your kind of individuality. That's eternal because
That's the
from
akasa
the
that
abyss.
you are part of.
Yeah, that's like the abyss within all of us, even before it's initiated. It's an eternal spark of the divine. So yeah,
I think Phil has touched on this before. I've asked him this question, and you do obtain your certain individual aspects. I can't call it individuality, but you attain your akasa, because all akasa is part of the akashic, and we obtain that part of us. And I think that's like the tree branch on a tree that's different from this tree branch on that same tree, or the leaves are just slightly different or whatever, so
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, so I found this thing here. This is in the Revelation of Peter, and the subheading is mortal souls are different from immortal souls. And I was like, damn, mortal souls, what a great name for a metal band or something, like a death metal band. But I can read it out if people want to hear it, because it makes a very clear distinction, although it is a bit convoluted and it does need a bit of thinking about every sentence to like fully grasp what's being told.
Well, every true good book is that way, or learning material.
I read this first paragraph here. It says, evil cannot produce good fruit. Everything, wherever it comes from, produces what is like it. So evil cannot produce good fruit. No, because that's basically saying that we're born in a state of ignorance with our ego, and we have to converge towards the true nature of reality. It's the abomination, which is the cosmos, even though it's not really, but in this kind of Gnostic sense. And then it says this: everything, wherever it comes from, produces what is like it. So I think, is that saying everything, as in God, as in not the creator, but God, as in everything, the all, wherever it comes from, i.e., God has no abode, so you can't pin pin. I said dad instead of God. You can't pin.
I know.
Freudian slip there. You can't pin God down to some
Yeah, that's why.
coordinate, right? There's no space-time coordinate, right? The Holy Spirit has to enter the
Everything.
cosmos. So everything, wherever it comes from, produces what is like it. So God, once you have union with you, produces through you what is like God, i.e., your eternal state of truth. Do you see what I mean?
Well, yeah, in essence, yeah, but the union with our true self, which is God, our true one self is God. You know, that means that we're at one with the one, which is everything. Then we reproduce the light which created our physical
Right.
aspect of us too, and that's the communication from God, from our true self, is the light itself, the only
Right. Exactly, right. So if I read that statement again, okay, based on what you just said, everything, wherever it comes from, produces what is like it.
Yeah,
It's
but
the
you have
same.
to think of it on the micro scale too, and as far as the here and now, as far as
Yeah, I'm thinking of that on the micro and the macro.
the mentality of
both.
the seed, you know, because the seed, you can have a seed in, you can have the best, most beautiful, good seed, and you plant it in the wrong spot, and it's not gonna grow.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's true. That's true. Yeah. So it goes on to say this, and this is the thing that we were curious about the other week. Not every soul is of the truth or of immortality. Boom, just says it right there.
say that again.
Not every soul is of the truth or of immortality.
True.
Boom. Like, I don't really think that needs any type of exegesis,
No, it
that
doesn't.
statement. It's just direct. And it goes on, in our opinion, whoever our is, probably the Illuminati, the true one, not the fake one. In our opinion, every soul of these present times is assigned to death and is always enslaved, since the soul is created to serve its own desires. It's kind of a bit dark, you know,
Well,
like,
the soul, so what that's saying is the soul is, like we said earlier, it's our spiritual side still connected to our egoistic side, our carnal side. And yeah, because our carnal desires is what holds us back from our true spirituality.
right. Yes, precisely. And every soul of these present times, there's a footnote here and an alternative translation, which is every soul of these ages or aeons is assigned to death and is always enslaved. So yeah, a soul is born into the cosmos, basically. A soul is a spiritual, non-physical entity clothed in a body that is going to die because you're born into matter. So you are going to die. There's nothing you can do about it.
The
Right?
valley of death.
Right.
Though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil.
Well, the valley of the shadow of death. Remember, the shadow is always referring to the cosmos.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting that. So yeah, since the soul is created to serve its own desires, it goes on. These souls are destined for eternal destruction, in which they are and from which they are, for they love the creatures of matter that came into being with them. So it's like the eternal damnation, the eternal hellfire. There's a hint at reincarnation, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the alligator of the Egyptians,
Mm.
the crocodile. It keeps chewing you up and spitting you back out.
Yeah. For they loved the creatures of matter that came into being with them. Yeah, maybe.
That sounds just like that part where the Watchers come down and had sex with the women.
Right. Yeah. God, I bet that's been grossly misinterpreted.
Oh my God, everybody's.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh, it's aliens.
I gotta address something too on the History Channel. Everything is ancient aliens, and everything they call an ancient alien or technology is literally the light we see in our own mind. Every one of them, dude. Except for the eyewitness ones that are people are, but the ancient alien guys are all caught up on this technology thing. They must have had this, the Vermanas, this and that, and this and that. Oh, why does this culture have this? Like Quetzalcoatl, and there's these beings that knew of medical procedures before their time. How did they know that? Oh, they must have been handed to them by ancient aliens. When in actuality, you become one with the information. Yeah,
it's kind of like a debauch orgy of fucking the imagination, isn't it? Really,
it's
that
horrible,
they're having,
dude.
Yeah, they're pretty far from the mark.
And it keeps people chasing their tail of that whole thing, and they just keep going in circles and circles and circles.
Yes, the Ouroboros, man, the Ouroboros, but it is.
That was a good analogy.
Yeah, thinking you're right when you're totally wrong. Yeah, I remember at work once, I started talking about someone started talking about Zachariah Hitchin, and I said to him, I was like, oh, that ancient alien stuff is like a misinterpretation, a misnomer. I started explaining it to this dude, and he got so fucking angry with me.
People get mad about it, and it's like,
he got mad. He's so emotionally bought into these beliefs and these ancient alien beliefs. Like, oh yeah, this all makes sense. Like fucking the Eric von Daniken stuff.
Yeah, like the term Anunnaki. What does the term Anunnaki mean? Go to etymology.com and break down the word and figure out what it means.
It means aliens that created Earthlings.
Yeah, right. Well, it means us if we ascend. It means Skyfather on Earth.
Yeah.
or Prince in the water, the chaotic sea. I mean, it's not even close to. Well, it is exactly what Sitchin said it was. From heaven to earth they came. Well, heaven is not somewhere that's apart from us.
Yeah.
Heaven is here.
Yeah.
The abyss and heaven are both up here, folks.
Yeah. Well, ancient aliens aside, I'll continue on because it's still excellent. This is only a short passage. It's only 3 paragraphs long, so it goes on. But immortal souls are not like these, Peter. Still, as long as the hour has not yet come, an immortal soul resembles mortal souls. As long as the hour has not yet come, an immortal soul still resembles a mortal soul. Very, very fascinating that is. So yeah, until you complete the great work, you're still a mortal soul. Oh man, that's such a good name for a metal band. Mortal Souls. It's just like anyway. Yeah, we were debating this the other day, the difference between soul and spirit, and it's right here in the Nag Hammadi texts, and you read it and you're like, oh god, this makes so much sense.
Phil did the video on it.
Yeah, so it will an immortal soul still resembles mortal souls. It will not reveal its true nature. It alone is immortal and contemplates immortality and has faith and desires to renounce these mortal souls.
And that's what we do.
Oh man, I'm gonna go and get my Pfizer jab now, man. Sorry, I'm joking. I'm just fucking.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Said after reading that, I was like, I'm gonna go and get me my Pfizer jab now. But I mean, on that statement, you got to be careful with that statement because, yeah, you may well fully desire to renounce mortal souls if you're an immortal soul whose hour is to come, right? But
You never know your hour.
yeah, it's true.
Comes like
But
a thief
like,
in the night.
you got to be careful with that statement because you can't like think you're better than anyone else and like
Oh no,
not
you
have
never should do
compassion for
that.
them.
You never should go, "Wahaha, these little peons beneath me."
Yeah, I renounce thee. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
No,
So
no, it means that those mortal souls are your desires within you that keep you from your place in the cosmos, you know, at the side of the one or in the one, you know.
yeah, but well now here's where it
See, I
starts
think
to
I
get
think
weird.
those carnal desires are causing people to misread certain texts like that.
Mm,
You know, just the fact that you hold on to the physical explanation of what you just read and how you backed up and you reiterated the physical connection.
right. But this is where it gets really strange because this sentence here, or this paragraph here, is dealing with time and timelessness simultaneously, because that which is immortal is outside of time, and that which is mortal is inside of time. So is it also saying like I I don't know. It
Well, you
gets
do see what
quite
it's
weird
saying
to
in the
think
end.
about it because how could I as how can I as a immortal soul say I was renounce a mortal soul when it's weird because surely wouldn't you think that every soul has its timeless component to it anyway? I mean,
That's
maybe
exactly
that's
what
right.
it's saying, though, to me. Because a mortal soul isn't any other individual. It's the aspects within me that are causing to hold me back.
Right.
Because all souls are one thing, yeah, and all spirit is one thing. We just
Mm,
think we're individual or we're divided due to our ID, to our id, to our
mm.
ego, to our separate dog eat dog world mentality.
Yeah, it's like the further you move away from the oneness
Yeah,
of God, the more higher the resolution and the individuality and the
contrast. Yes,
differentiation becomes, which would be
exactly.
kind of like the ego and the soul anyway, you
And
know.
that's why our society right now is in the turmoil it's in. COVID
It,
aside.
it, it will always be in turmoil though.
Yeah, but I mean,
It,
yeah,
it,
exactly. And
I
that's
mean, we had
there's reason for
9/11,
everything.
you know, COVID's going to be over. They're probably going to
Right.
fucking war in the Middle East next.
Yeah,
Then
if it
what will be
wasn't
after
COVID, it'd
war
be
in the Middle
Rocket Man
East?
or some other shit. Right.
Yeah, it will always. It's relentless.
It's a
There's a
perpetual shit show
relentlessness
for a
to it.
reason.
Yeah. Well, it comes interesting. This next statement is kind of interesting. People do not gather figs from thistles or thorns if they are wise, nor grapes from thorn bushes. I mean, like that's quite cryptic. That is. People do not gather figs from thistles or thorns if they are wise, nor grapes from thorn bushes. So is it saying you can only grab, like, you can only get to God through God? You can only get to God through the Logos? Is that what it's
Good
trying
root.
to allude
Yeah.
to there?
You have to establish, goodness.
Yeah.
And that the only way you do that is by doing goodness and doing great things. It just not, you don't have to go out and save the world or be Captain Save-A-Ho or anything. You just gotta,
Mm,
do what's right.
mm. And then this next statement is also very strange. Something always stays in that state in which it exists.
Yeah, your vibrational frequency keeps you where you are. I would agree with that.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
kind of
okay,
correlate
yes.
all of this stuff whenever somebody brings up a paragraph or a sentence such as what you just brought up. I just go right back to the Poimander, you know, of Hermes,
Yeah.
the great Poimander.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, which is really the logos.
Yeah,
which
and,
we touched
and
on.
all of it in short order addresses everything that, and that's the amazing thing of it is when you start correlating all of it, you start seeing it in everything.
Mhm.
You know,
Yep.
that statement, you see the creator in everything, you
Mhm.
just see it because it is it. It's weird.
Mm.
It's totally weird.
Yeah, another way of interpreting that statement, something always stays in that state in which it exists. So I'm gonna do some semantic gymnastics here, right? But you could say something is God, right? Because it's substantial, it's reality, it's true, right? So something always stays in that state in which it exists. So like truth is always true, basically. It's a fixed state which is eternal. That's just another way. Because I know you could say, oh, existence pertains to physical matter. I know you could say that, but if we say exists as means it has existence because it's not transient, you could say God always stays in the state of God or truth or eternity or whatever.
Yeah, but you have to understand that God has nothing to do with this world. It's our life that we do with it.
No, I understand that. I get that. But I'm
Why do
just
you keep
taking
going back
this.
to that? God is only going to create what God is.
I'm just stick with the statement here, right? So
Okay.
like something, i.e., God, always stays in the state in which it exists. So you could say God always stays in a state which is eternally true. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of playing around with it here, but I'm trying to be careful at the same
Now I get
time,
it.
not to
Yeah.
do a Zacharias Hitchens and say, well, that means aliens created us, dude.
His name is Sitchin, not Hitchin.
Sitchin, yeah, Hitchin. Why don't I say Hitchin? I don't know. Zitchin, Hitchin. You know what I bloody mean, but yeah.
I'm fucking with you.
No, it's cool. Okay, so last paragraph. If something is in a bad state, that becomes destruction and death for the soul.
Yeah.
That's the death that that's the death of your life. You know, you're only going to be Steve Stone once. I'm only going to be Jack once. You know, so if we're in a bad state, we're going to die, and that'll be the end of that. You know,
Be regurgitated into the great crocodile. Yeah.
I was just going to say that we're going to be back in Klaus Schwab's Great Reset, but anyway.
Right. The whole thing is just, you know, it's just a clusterfuck of
Yeah.
mind fuck fields when we just continually analyze things without knowing what it is. And I'm just so thankful that I can have people to talk to about these sort of things. And you know, so I appreciate you, brother. And you know, even though you're going back across the pond, you better keep in touch, man.
No, God, I'll still be reachable. I'll still be on YouTube. I'll still be doing my thing, but I'll just be doing it in England, where more climate lockdowns are going to come and all this fucking bullshit. I don't care. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm not looking to see. This is what this has taught me with Elizabeth. I can't rely on the external world to fulfill my inner serenity. It's not. I can't rely on the external world to do it. It has to come from within.
You mean that void that you eternally want to fill is not going to be filled by a creature named Lizzie?
I wouldn't call her a creature.
Well, I'm not saying. I mean a woman.
You know what I mean.
Whatever. I didn't mean it that way.
Well, you know, but you know, when you fall in love with someone, like I didn't ask to fall in love with Lizzie. I didn't plan for it. It just happened. Right. You know, and you know, love's so powerful and such a strong emotion that, you know, when it goes wrong, it's heartbreaking, literally.
Hell yeah, I know. Been there, done
not
that.
Necessarily your fault. It's not necessarily anyone's fault. It's
I think like anything else in life, it's a learning tool, man.
Yeah, Yeah,
I think you're doing just as expected, you know?
I'm trying, man. So anyway, yeah, if something's in a bad state, that becomes destruction and death for the soul. Mortal Souls. I would start a metal band called Mortal Souls now. I really do. But anyway, okay. So now here we go back. Here this next statement. It kind of ties in nicely with the whole paragraph. But the soul abides in the eternal one, the source of life and immortality of life that these resemble. So you mentioned that earlier when we were discussing this, that the soul's still all part of God anyway, and still part of the forever timeless truth, right?
Right.
And this final statement here, this is the last statement.
And those are the two that you make one, is energy and spirit, or God and human.
Yeah, the 9/11 ritual, the two to the one.
Yeah.
God,
Exactly.
that's so evil. That was so evil. Anyway, and the final statement of this. So yeah, the number systems are really weird. It's the revelation of Peter 7:75, 7 to 76, 23. Anyway, it says, all that does not really exist will dissolve into nothingness. And those who are deaf and blind associate only with people like them.
Yep. So if I was unboxing merchandise, what would I be? I'd be truly blind.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that all that do that are blind, but I'm just saying, you know, in the chase for our material goods and our desires for riches and bitches and monies and stitches, we get lost in that world, and we do end up
lost in the world of Zacharias bitching, man.
Yeah. There you go. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, and now what I take from that statement, all that does not really exist, the cosmos, will dissolve into nothingness. So it's like
Hawking radiation.
Yes, Stephen Hawking didn't even come up with this shit. This was long known by
Right.
wisdom people of the past.
Right. Well, we are
Long
just like a black
before-
hole, man. Like we said earlier.
Yeah, is Stephen Hawking's an intellectual thief, and really he knew about the nag? I don't know.
Maybe he got put in the predicament he did in a wheelchair into his mind for that reason, dude.
Who knows?
Maybe his lot was cast upon him so he could reach them conclusions. But he was an atheist, though.
Yeah, maybe that was, I don't know. I don't know. But so yeah, all that does not really exist, which is everything in the cosmos, will dissolve into nothingness. And that's the end of a cosmic cycle.
The aeon, right? And
So,
the funny thing is I was going to choose the aeon as the thumbnail for this video, but the aeon, it was too large. It wouldn't fit in the thumbnail thing. But that's crazy that you just said that. And aeon is what led me to Phil, actually, that aeon, the creature, holding the keys and got the keyhole in his mouth. You know, it's a lion. You know which ion one I'm talking about, right? It's the Mithric ion.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is certainly. And and those who are deaf and blind associate only with people like them. I guess that's really, you know, people say opposites attract, but really that's not true.
In energy, in matter, opposites attract, but in spiritual, like attracts like.
Yeah, mental, definitely like attracts like, you know, birds of a feather flock together.
Well, the opposites attract is because, you know, you're not going to have babies with two women or two men. You know, that's the opposite attract thing. You know, it comes down to the brass, you know, to the
Yeah. So, you know, I guess that's the end of that. That's the revelation of Peter. Mortal souls are different from immortal souls. It's really quite brilliant. I thought we had a good crack at it there between us. Now, I'm not going to read the next section, but I'll just read the title of it because it's hilarious. It's really funny.
All right.
So the title is, Some Church Leaders Lack Knowledge and Lead People Astray. Like, seriously.
Well,
That's what it says, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show it, but yeah, that's what
We'll
it
go
says.
into that for the next show. That'll be our topic of our next show.
What, you want to continue on from there next time?
Yeah, we'll talk about that, dude.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll read it when I. Yeah.
Seriously, because that's a good subject to start tackling. Is the misconceptions of what Jesus is, what this is, or what that is.
Ancient aliens.
Yes.
Well, there's one line here. It's just caught my eye. It says, "In arrogance, they will embrace pride, and they will envy the immortal soul that has been used as a down payment." All right, let's not go there yet. I'm putting the
That
book
one's
down
deep.
now. We've filled our boots.
That one's deep right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack. So keep in touch, brother.
Yeah, man. I of course I'll be in touch, man. I'll be totally.
Maybe we'll pick a day.
reachable.
Maybe it'll be every Tuesday at 6 my time, which will be 6 in the morning your time.
Well, if we have more climate lockdowns, we can talk anytime because I'm just going to drift into a nocturnal
Why do
body
you keep
clock.
calling them climate lockdowns?
Huh?
Why do you keep saying climate lockdowns?
Someone said it in chat.
Oh,
I don't know what will come to pass, but it seems like it's yeah.
oh, we held 30 something people here all night, dude. So I mean, we did pretty good, and people are giving you their best wishes, and
Yeah, no, I give everyone their best wishes as well. What I've gone through, I would not wish it on my own worst enemy. I would not. It's very upsetting to lose like the love of your life, yet let alone to like lose them to like just pure and utter psychosis is extremely difficult. However, I've just got to kind of let go and move on and have faith in God that God will take care of Lizzie's mortal soul, whatever. And yeah, I'm just gonna go forward with life, man. And yeah, and like I said, I'm ready now for all the bullshit that Britain's gonna try and throw at me. I don't care. I'm over it. I'm over it, man. They can take me to a gulag. I don't care. It's what will be,
Giant just joined us.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
got a little,
hey
have you
guys,
got
we're gonna end it there, and yeah, we'll talk about the church and the nonsense next time, huh?
yeah. No little emerald tablets outro as usual.
Well, I can say, mighty spirit of light that shines through the cosmos, draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift up my fire from out of the darkness, magnet of fire that is one with thee all. Lift up my soul, thou mighty and potent child of the light, turn not away. Draw me in power to melt in thy furnace, one with all things and all things in one, fire of the life strain and one with the brain.
Yeah. Amen. All right. Yeah, I've enjoyed this. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get some dinner. And
Yeah, anytime, brother. You got my phone number. Give me a call.
yeah. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still in Samsara, dude. I'm not ascending, so I'm still reachable.
Oh, whatever. F off.
Yeah.
Talk to you later, brother. Love you.
Yeah. All right, man. Love you too. Thanks, everyone in chat.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys later. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Giant. A little late, but never too late. Free Press 666, Strawberry Skies Forever, Heidi, Conrad, Jack's in the house. I see him. Rachel, who else? Strawberry, Piccolo, Black Illuminati, Mr. Menza, MCF, Cam, all of you guys. Allie Berry. Hi, Allie. Seven Spalding. All of you guys. Sat Sun, BTW70. Did I miss anybody? Leah in Another Life. I'm glad you were here. Free Press 666. Charlie Silverman. Who else? Olive Hill. Crystal. I think I said Menza. Heidi. Yep. Thank you guys. I do this for the sake of doing it. I do this to learn, to absorb, and to meet other like-minded people. I do not do it for money. I do not do it for fame. And you know what? in the end, I'm glad that you've attended and become part of my reality. So thank you. And I appreciate you.
No, yeah, same. I could echo that exact sentiment. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been great. But maybe we'll do one more before I leave. I'm leaving on Tuesday, so I don't know if we can.
Yeah, we can. Maybe Monday.
Monday, yeah. I've got to go and get my COVID test before I fly. But yeah, maybe we can. Maybe not. I don't know. It might be a bridge too far because I might have everything packed up by then. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Take care.
Oh, peace, chicken
Pleasure.
grease.